Hey everybody, Billy back here with the Broship of the Nerds. And if you've known or didn't know, I used to do a podcast on Anchor called The Billy Manning Show. Well, I've decided to start doing it on YouTube here. And you can see behind me my books, saving space, stacking them up, trying to be smart with it. Anyways, so this is The Billy Manning Show, the first episode. We're on YouTube. So this is going to be interesting. First, I want to start out by doing a shout out. Do you wake up in the morning a little bit groggy? Do you need something to get your day started off right and without that crash later? My friend Shay over at greenskycoffee.com has the best perfectly blended coffee for you to start off your day off right. That's greenskycoffee.com. And if you use the code BILLY10, BILLY10, no spaces, no caps, you will get 10% off your first order. And if your order is over $35, you will get free shipping. So go over there and help him out. Hope you're doing well. I want to start off this week's episode by saying welcome. I want you to come in and join in on the conversations whenever you feel like it, and I will try to get back to you. So I recently have been watching a new show called Fate: The Winx Saga. I've actually started rewatching it, and it is so good. Bloom is living in the human world, and she finds out about the other world, which there are 7 realms within this world, and she's a fairy with human parents. So something interesting is going on here. And she's rooming with 4 other women who also have magical powers. And she's learning about this other world herself. And she has so many questions. Just when she thinks she'd know the answer, more questions come up. And it's only 6 episodes. Season was fantastic. Already been renewed for season 2. And one of the best shows I have seen in a while, because I like fantasy, but they did something different with it. So that is really, really awesome. So I encourage you guys to take a look at that. The cast is just phenomenal. They portray the characters really well. Sorry, I was trying to burp there. And the characters mesh well together because of their differences and all the different things going on within the story, good guys, bad guys, and different interest and uh, goals in mind. So that is really cool, and that is awesome. I started out my day with some coffee, and it's been fantastic. Gonna take one of those days to just kind of unwind and do what I want to do. You need those days every now and then to reset, like a mental reset, right? Like go walking, listen to some music, play some games. I was on Magic the Gathering Arena, MTG Arena. I built an elf deck, which was really fun with the Kaldheim. They're more fun now. And I drafted this morning and got 6 wins with a giant deck. I did red blue, so that was really cool. And like I said, I will be opening some packs on this channel from time to time. Once I figure out how to reverse the camera on this laptop, I will be able to do that. Still learning the technology behind all of this, but really just enjoying everything lately. Doing some reading. I've started reading Chain of Gold, which is one of Cassandra Clare's books. She has so many books, and I've read not all of them, but the majority of her books. All the Mortal Instruments, The Infernal Devices, and now this is The Last Hours, which is the sequel trilogy to The Infernal Devices. And it's following different characters from the descendants of the books from those prequels I had mentioned before. So I will let you guys know how that is. I will do book reviews from time to time as well on this channel, just because I do read, not as much as I would like or used to, admittedly, but I have so many books to catch up on that eventually I need to just start reading. Um, Also tonight I plan on watching 5 Feet Apart. I did pick up that on Blu-ray recently, so I will let you guys know about that. I've heard it's fantastic. The cast looks great. The story, the premise, and everything just sound perfect. So I'm gonna check that out and let you guys know what's going on. In other news, the newest Riverdale episode hit the airways this past Wednesday, and I was shocked as always. Cheryl, up to her shenanigans, decided she was going to throw a party and try to get them to go back to their high school ways and do some hookups and cause chaos. And it worked for some characters. For others, it kind of crashed and burned. And Veronica is getting a divorce from her husband, so her and Archie may be back on. It's going to be interesting to see where they go. Jughead is having issues with drinking and blacking out, and also seeing the creature and whatnot. Betty and her mom are on this in the search for Polly. Polly was on the phone with them, and they think that they know she's still alive, so they're trying to get to her. So all these mysteries, everything's starting to come together. The town, they're trying to get Riverdale back. They're trying to breathe life into this town that's been killed off essentially by Hiram Lodge, and there's just all of these conflicting interests at play right now that is going to be interesting to see what actually happens with Riverdale, one of my favorite shows that's currently airing, and I'm caught up on the show. I watch that and the new Charmed all the time, and the new Charmed has had some weird virus going on, and the characters Macy and Harry specifically are really trying to find out what's going on, and they have the real world problems to deal with too. So that's what I like about the show. It's modern and it's more realistic because even though they're magic, there are still everyday problems they can't solve with magic that still have to be addressed. So it's been really a fun journey so far, and I'll continue to look forward to see what happens with it. Other news with wrestling. Big Show, as you may or may not know, and Christian have both joined AEW. Andrade has asked for his release, which was denied. So I watched him. My thoughts are I watched him main event with Johnny Gargano on the NXT takeovers. 30-minute matches, just great, fantastic, back and forth. Fans are on the edge of their seat. Some of the best ring work I've ever seen. And they bring him to the main roster and don't let him do a thing. The man is so talented. So wherever he ends up, I hope that he is happy and is utilized properly because I've seen what he can do in the ring. I've been in person and watched some shows with Andrade performing, and the guy has so much talent. And that's the problem right now is there's so much wrestling talent out there, and we're finally starting to see more places for them to land. So I'm hoping that if one company's not going to use this person, maybe somebody else will. Maybe they'll use them correctly. Aleister Black's been mishandled. Andrade's been misused. Ricochet. There's just so many talents. I could go on and on. Zelina Vega that had talent, but they were not given any sort of direction. And when you don't have any sort of direction, it's really awful. I would think, just yeah, the money's nice, but after a while, if you're not getting to do anything, is it just nice to sit there and collect a check, or do you want to actually get used? That's what happened with Zack Ryder. That's what happened with Kurt Hawkins. So they signed all these people without any sort of direction for them to go in, and I think the talent just got tired of not doing anything. So I always support the wrestlers. It's a tough life, and not, it's better than it used to be when it comes to like the concussion protocol and stuff. But like what Roddy Piper had to go through and the old school guys, oh my God. So they are making progress when it comes to the treatment of them when it comes to injuries, but when it comes to them getting utilized, it just is not going very well at all. That's the thing I fear with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's supposed to be coming up to the main roster. She's very talented. However, I'm afraid that she will not be properly utilized once on the main roster, and they could use more female talent on Raw and SmackDown to have more storylines and more diverse matches. You don't want to see the same match every week. Um, so we'll see what happens. I am going to watch WrestleMania, of course, night one and night two. My friend Jack Rabbit and I will be doing the review and the predictions on this channel here. Um, like I said, there's just a lot going on right now in a good way, as far as like interest and stuff, but there's a lot of stuff happening. I did get my COVID vaccine, and I'm glad to have that out of the way. I did the one-shot one, so that's over with. And really just enjoying life and having fun. I hope you guys are too. Just get out and have some fun. Wear your mask, be smart about it, that sort of thing. But I hope you guys are enjoying whatever you're doing at this time. Hope you're having a good weekend. Uh, you know, and so there's going to be a lot more for me to talk about. And it's weird because I'm so used to having commercials when I do this as a podcast. So it's weird for me to do one straight video, but I don't mind doing it because I always have a lot to talk about. People tell me that I don't shut up, and that's probably true to some extent. There are times and places for me to shut up, but not right now, not when I have a talk show to do. So Peacock took over WWE Network. If you may or may not know, I checked it out. They have all the American Pickers, all the Harry Potters, if you get Peacock Premium. So yes, it is worth the price. It's only $5 a month, I believe. They had a deal for WWE fans. You could get like, I want to say 4 months for $10 if you switched over to them, which is really good. So yes, if you're a WWE fan, you're saving from $10 a month to $5 a month, and you're still getting all the stuff you had before. So I think it's great. So go over to Peacock if you're a wrestling fan and check that out and see what you think. Another thing I want to talk about is the NCAA tournament. My goodness, we had a lot of upsets. No perfect brackets remain after just one round. That is very rare. Um, let's see here. I'm going to look at the results of the games. So the NCAA tournament here. So we have the updated men's bracket right here from the NCAA tournament. So what happened in the first round? Number one, Gonzaga won, of course. Missouri lost to Oklahoma by 4. That was an 8-9 seed, so it was very close. I had picked Missouri, so I lost that one. Creighton beat UCSB. I think I called the upset there, but that was wrong. Ohio State, number 13 seed, gets the win against Virginia by 4 points. So if that didn't break your bracket, I don't know what did. That was a big one. USC beat Drake. Kansas won their game, thankfully. Oregon won by forfeit due to COVID, so it wasn't VCU's fault. Iowa wins that game, number 2 seed. Michigan, number 1, holds on. LSU, number 8, beat number 9. Colorado won their game. Florida State University, I want to say it is. Yes, Florida State won their game, so they remain in the tournament. BYU lost to UCLA, number 11, another upset. ACU, number 14, beat 3 Texas, another big upset. So we have an 11 and a 14 seed in the round of 32. So we're guaranteed to see an 11 or a 14 in the Sweet 16. That is pretty awesome that we are going to be seeing a guaranteed low seed. We could see Ohio, number 13, beat 5. That would also put another low seed in the Sweet 16. Would be really cool to see what happens there. Connecticut lost. Number 7 lost to 10 there. Alabama won, of course, number 2 seed. Number 1, Baylor won. Okay. Wisconsin beat North Carolina. Villanova beat Winthrop. So number 5 seed advances. Purdue lost to UNT, an upset there, number 13 seed. So, and a 15 seed beat a 2 seed. So we could see a lot of low seeds. Illini won their game. They advanced. That was my pick to win the whole thing, them and Gonzaga. So the number 12 beat a number 5. Tennessee lost to Oregon State. That's another big upset. And I know Oral Roberts won their game. So a lot of upsets in the first round. It's really interesting to see this many upsets. It's so unusual. So we will see what happens in the NCAA tournament. Like I said, I predicted Illinois and Gonzaga in the championship game. They're both still alive in the round of 32, but anything can happen. That's why they play the games. So we will keep up to date on that. So yeah, I think that's all I have for this week's episode, guys. This was the first time doing a YouTube podcast episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to hear some comments from you so we can interact a little bit more, have some fun. Take care of yourselves out there, and stay safe.